Flesh and Blood is a game where two players sit across from each other and beat the out of each other. Correct? Is that how it works? So it's real swords and we legitimately punch each other. Correct?
I mean,
if you're lucky, that's what happens.
If you're lucky, that's what happens.
Yeah, if you're lucky, that's what you do.
I just feel that some people take the interpretation of the game a little too seriously. We'll talk more about this week on Outcast Haven Podcast. I mean, so I guess I checked the rules before we recorded. I didn't see anywhere specifically where you couldn't beat the out of the person that you were playing.
It comes down to you just got to get a hold of the TO.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the trick. If you feel in danger or you're going to threaten them, you always call the TO over to resolve. And I think they're supposed to resolve things,
you're
right?
Lucky, if you're lucky, he's going to help.
If you're lucky, he's there to help you.
Yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know, we're speaking about a tournament organizer out in California who threatened somebody for correcting him. Like just trying to correct him. It was on video, so we're not saying anything that's hearsay. We all watched the video, saw he legitimately used the words, "I'm going to beat the fuck out of you." It was a little hard to hear, but I listened to enough time to realize that is absolutely what he said.
People got it subtitled and stuff too. Like Fatbo Paul's got the video subtitled out on his channel too. So
yeah,
it's just I'm gonna hope that he doesn't show his face in Vegas, that he just leaves the community, because I will walk behind him and boo him audibly if I see him anywhere in Vegas. Like boo him audibly, walking right behind him.
You're gonna get punched in the face.
Maybe I will
outside and beat the out of you.
Yeah. I mean, that's then I guess he goes to jails and I get some money for assault, and we're all good.
We've all heard like the cornerstone of the community that he is. He basically runs the Flesh and Blood community in California. So I mean, like,
do you know what's amazing about this game? You get in the doldrums of the summer where it's kind of like, there's nothing going on. Then in 1 week, just everything that can possibly happen in this game just explodes. Road to Nationals is starting this week. Tales of Aria is dropping, and we get all kinds of pictures of this new Lexi chick that's high as I mean, you just look at the picture, she is, but she still hits bullseyes.
That flow's got her, man. She's got the flow, just breathing it in.
Yo, did you see the bullseye got?
And I will now start to limit my F-bombs. I just had to push the point of the exact words that TO said. I mean, an idiot, 100% an idiot. I think everybody in the community knows he's an idiot. I've not seen a posting from him since. Once again, hopefully he just goes away and we never have to hear about anything from him. So
I will say one thing, but I don't think this came as a surprise to anybody. If you'd like interacted or like seen posts on this isn't his first foray into kind of being a pile of right? Like, yeah, LSS was like, "Hey, content creators, we're gonna throw you a bone. Here are some spoilers," and this dude's like, "Hey, I want that bone. You guys." And just like posted them without any credit to the content creators that got them and put effort into their videos and stuff. And he didn't do that to us. So it's not like, I don't have like angst towards it. I just don't like that aspect of what he was doing. But is anyone like really like surprised? The fact, and the thing that irks me the most is that he came out and said exactly what he did, thinking people were going to be like, "Oh, dude, yeah, like you're so right." Like, and I know he said in his like long posting, I don't even know if it's up still, that like people there agreed with me. It's like, yeah, of course you've got like people that agree with you. You've probably got like this decent little like cult following of like buddies that, you know, are of the same mind. It's like, yeah, everyone's gonna have people that agree with them. Fucking Hitler had tons of dudes that were like, oh yeah, dude, this guy's got it right. Like everyone has people that agree with them. So that's not a defense. You can't be like, oh, dude. So the fact that the community really stepped up and was like, yeah, that's like, I know you're saying it like this is my defense and argument, but it's not a defense. The fact that the community as a whole sort of stepped up and said that, I just love this community. It's great. And props to everyone on the Facebook page that caught that and was on board with, getting something like that excommunicated or just pushing it to the side, because that's not the type of stuff that we want new players to see. Like, we don't want it to be a trash environment where, and I know that we've talked a little down about like high competitive tournaments and, new players going to that. And we're not opposed to like new players going out and getting new experiences and stuff. And like, definitely not talking like that to people. Like, Jesus. So
yeah,
as heated as we get, just be respectful. Like, that's my big thing, is respect at all times. So that rubbed me the wrong way, and happy to see the community really dig its heels in on this one. So props.
I thought the best I thought one of the best things on Facebook was I think his name's Matt Sullivan. He posts a lot of stuff, and he's always pretty good about commenting on things, trying to clarify stuff. He posted something about it, and somebody commented one of the most asinine things about it, which said, do we really need to have this on the Facebook page? Can't we just take this to LSS? And he responded so beautifully with the gif of the little girl from the hard shell, soft shell thing, where she's just like, why not both? And I was like, that is exactly correct. I'm glad people went to LSS with it, but correct. I'm also really happy that it was like just thrown out there to the community, because that needs to be public information in terms of just everybody needs to be aware of those kind of things. Everybody needs to be aware, not because, like, to Jason's point, there is some tongue in cheek about the fact that, like, if he showed up in Vegas, I don't want anybody to like physically throw him out of the room.
Awesome. Correct.
But I definitely think that the appropriate response is to 100% shun him. Just every time he walks up to a group, everybody just turns their backs and faces the other direction and continues their conversation.
I have a horrible idea, but I'm going to say it anyway. Game of Thrones, he has to walk naked through the hall as everybody says shun. I mean, I saw the pictures. I don't want to see him naked, but still, I mean, that's the proper thing, right? I mean, that should be the punishment.
Shame.
I will say,
shame. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. I didn't want to say it. I appreciate that, Dane. You saw me struggling. You saw me struggling through the internet.
Picked you up like he picked you up like a community should. No, I think it's I also think it's underrated. The physical turning and shunning. We did it as a joke one time. A bunch of buddies in college, like idiots. We thought it would be funny. Every now and then we'd be in a group and we're like, okay, when so and so comes, we're gonna shun them, and we would turn our backs. And I tell you what, there is a mental thing that happens in your brain when you walk up to a group of like 6 or 7 people and everybody just turns their backs to you and continues a conversation, where it's like, I know this is a joke, but I hate this moment so much right now. And I'm so uncomfortable with what's happening that it actually works. It like broke me mentally when people would do that to me. I'm like, okay, guys, that's not funny. Don't do this. This is serious. I'm not like,
I know it was a part of it. I know it was a part of it. And I like started it and I thought it'd be funny, but doing it to me, oh my God, this sucks.
Don't do it to me. Don't shun me. Please don't shun me.
But Brett, next time he shows up, like, that guy.
Yeah.
Let's get him.
Yeah. Let's get him. So, don't do it to me.
One house cleaning note. After reviewing comments, thumbs up, thumbs down, Festivus was a great hit, and people also hated it. And for that reason, we will be doing it annually.
maybe just because people hated it.
It might be biannual.
Might biannual, because Festivus is December 23rd. We might just have to do like a 10-minute, just quick. Maybe that would be our trashing each other session. Just the 3 of us trash each other for that 10 minutes.
That would be
on Festivus.
That would be legit, like a tell-all. Because I would love to hear what you guys have feedback from me personally.
I actually been making a list. It's back there.
I had to get a new phone. My notes is full. I didn't even know it was possible. No, I think that'd be fun to actually do like a tell-all, like a fucking View, like the View style, just talking about each other, like to each other, like Jason. Blake and I have talked, and we really don't like it how you Like you never brush your teeth and you've got the stinkiest stank ass breath I've ever smelled.
If that's the truth, please tell me, because that bothers me as a person in retail and customer service with business banking. Like if my breath stinks, I'd love, like my son, I'll tell him like, dude, chew some gum. Your breath stinks. He gets so offended. I'm like, okay, you're about to go to your girlfriend's house. I'm guessing you're probably going to kiss her a couple times or 2, 3, whatever you do there.
Probably
Okay.
2. Yeah.
I'm doing you a
Exactly 2.
favor by telling you I'm not doing this to offend you. So don't get offended by it. And then now he kind of embraces them more. Okay, I understand that you're not doing it to offend. You're doing it because it'll help me when I go to talk to other people so I don't have stinky breath. So that's a great point. So if that
Find
does happen,
out.
please tell me.
December 23rd. Jason, you'll find out as well.
Yes.
No.
So
No,
there's all kinds of stuff.
Jason doesn't have stinky breath for anyone watching. I know that like
I
hearing
might
stuff like
sometime.
that about people like can kind of throw off people's perspective. So I felt bad as soon as I said it because now every time people watch, they're gonna be like, "Oh, dude, I bet that dude's mic smells like butter."
That just reeks. Oh,
It doesn't smell. You're fine.
So Chris just texted me something that's amazing that was not expected for tonight, but we're going to talk about it. And we're just going to jump right into it because you guys don't know anything about this. They just completely changed the living legend status to a whole new point system, both young and adult heroes. Adult heroes are gone at 1,000 points. Young heroes are gone at 500 points. They will receive points in Road to Nationals, skirmish events, calling events, ProQuest events. So now it will address like the Ira situation. So right now she's at 196 of her 500 point legend living legend status. So Ira's almost gone. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry so bad. Oh,
Not even halfway.
Hell.
Not even
God.
halfway.
Hell.
That means that we have to go through what we've gone through with Ira and then a little more before she's gone.
if
So just think
events
about
are
it.
popping up, she'll get points faster.
We'll see. Yep.
So Road to National winning heroes will receive 6 living legend points for adult heroes. That might not sound a lot, but if there's a ton of Road to Nats, like say there's 30 throughout the country, and let's say Katsu just sweeps those 30, right? That could be essentially 180 points the first week of Road to Nats. And that's
Well,
That's fair.
Yeah.
that's not that crazy to think about.
Well, they said there's 150 Road to Nationals globally this season. Is that what the number was? I thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean,
900 points right there, baby.
yeah. Let's just band together as a community. Let's decide who we want to get banned effectively, right?
Dude.
Living legend status. And let's just scoop the finals to that deck.
You know what?
So I'm
We
just
should
gonna-
if you run Ira at Road to Nats against me, I will scoop. I will let you win. Just to get her extra points. No.
So I'm just
Hold
going
on,
to run down the quick. This is how they're going to get points.
Mhm.
Worlds is 300 points. Pro Tour is 200. The callings are 100. The U.S. national champion is 80. Global national champs greater than 48 players will hit 40. Less than 48 players 20. Road to Nat 6. ProQuest and PTIs are 6. And skirmishes are 3. So once again, sometimes we bitch about certain heroes and they've addressed it. So they've come out and said, and I don't remember what interview this is. And last time I made a quote, somebody asked for reference. I had the reference. This time I don't have the reference, but they have talked that they do. And I think it was Jason Chung, and it was probably on a Devastation video where he talked about they do follow Facebook. They do follow the Discords. They listen to some podcasts, and they take advice from those respected podcasters and some
So
community
not us.
members, and
So
they
not
put
us.
those in.
That's okay.
And they do take those ideas when they're making the game, creating cards, and now obviously with Living Legends, I think this is a good system, and
I like this a lot. I like it a lot more.
and it gives them a reason to more token heroes into sets. You know what I mean? That just gives them a reason to make more heroes, which is fun for me. I enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, if Dory hits if Dory hits Living Legend, I mean, yeah, that's Bolton is your warrior now. I mean,
Mhm.
Or
there
a
you go.
38 health adult Kasai, How sweet would be a 38 health adult Kasai be?
Dude, Katsu, if
That'd be
Katsu hits
fun.
Living Legend and that's what like procs adult Benji.
Adult Benji finally grows up, he finally gets some hair on his nutsack, grows up a little bit. It's time to go out there and see the world.
Give me some super cool 2 attacks with like on hit effects. That'd be awesome.
I'll take it's Benji can be an adult, but he has to grow a beard because he's got that baby face. He needs it to age him a little bit.
Just go 180 with it and just like a burly bearded, like this is Benji.
He just really bulked up. Like he was tired of the insults and he's like, I'm gonna beef up. Like he just hit the gym, just went full gym tan laundry on it.
Really tan now.
Yeah. Just weirdly tan, slicked back hair, super hard.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the thing that interests me is that I'm actually excited. One of the things that I think will be cool going into the future with the Living Legend status is the potential for a Living Legends format. Because I think you'll have to create that at some point, because at some point you'll start to see 3 or 4 or 5 heroes there. And this could end up being like a format where it's like a bunch of crotchety old fab players who've been around since the beginning. We're like, I remember back in my day, I used to be able to run my favorite deck and then they took it from me. And now you can go play Living Legend status and just be like, yeah, I was so good back when Dorinthia was around. And then, Dorinthia fell off. You disappeared from the competitive scene. And you're like, if they just had Dorinthia, you could play Living Legend, format now, or people get to bring out their old cards that they haven't played with in a while. And it's not a full-on ban. It's just a natural evolution of the game. But it would be cool if there's 3 or 4 of them and you could hold a Living Legend tournament and people can go back and play their favorite heroes and have an opportunity to bust out their favorite deck again. But at that point, theoretically, those classes probably maybe got some new tools and sets that you never got to try with them, that now you get to try with the hero, or generics that if a hero hits Living Legend and 3 more sets are released, those 3 sets are never going to see play paired with that hero. So a Living Legend format would allow for decks that you've never even seen before.
So what
theoretically?
I just feel like Katsu's going to send Benji to a monastery in the mountains of Korea and teach him how to fight properly.
That's a Korea in this world. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's from a comic book hero. Same way he learned to fight. He wears a cape.
Is it Batman?
It is Batman. It's Batman.
Is that was Korea?
Yeah. Benji's gonna come out. I am Benji. That's what he'll say when he's done.
Yeah. Yep. What was Ra's al Ghul? That's what it was. Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul. That's from the movie. It's Henry Ducard in the comics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I looked it up.
It wasn't fancy enough. Like that doesn't sound cool.
I guess I like
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, Ra's al Ghul that's super cool.
I mean, if Liam Neeson shows up and says, I don't want to be Henry, I want to be Ra's al Ghul, you go, yes, Liam Neeson, you can be Ra's al Ghul.
Because otherwise he's gonna hunt you down because he's got a very special set of skills.
Dude, okay.
He's also been God multiple times.
We're off topic. So I'm just gonna roll with it.
Let's go way off. Yeah.
My brother told me about a movie that Nicolas Cage is in called Pig. And it is just about
the new one.
I've never heard of this movie. Have you guys heard of this? It is where
I have.
It's basically John Wick, but Liam Neeson is a truffle hunter.
No. Nicolas Cage, right?
What'd I say?
You said Liam Neeson.
Oh yeah, Nicolas Cage is a truffle hunter.
Just came out
in like the Pacific Northwest of the United States, and someone steals his truffle pig. And that movie takes itself super seriously, and I am watching it this weekend.
Do yourself a favor. Oh my God, the picture. Okay, you're gonna have to edit and pull up the picture and put the movie poster on here of Nicolas Cage.
I'm gonna take a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna take a minute and just do it. All right, guys, I found the photos for. Are you guys looking at them? Are you seeing the? So
yes,
I found. And they're up on screen now. I found the pig photo that Jason was talking about of just the movie poster. I found another movie poster that just says, "Who has my pig?" And then a scene where it's just Nicolas Cage with his pig, and he looks rough. This movie apparently takes itself very seriously, and
My God,
I'm
I
extremely
just saw
excited to watch
another
it.
one.
All right.
Okay, so
All right.
everybody watch it. All right, so let's move on.
Yep.
This is a crazy week in Fab. So I also want to discuss another before we get to real Fab stuff. I just want to stay in this fun stuff. So Royal Rumble 24/7 Discord.
Dude.
This is probably the greatest Discord ever.
Yeah.
I watched Kale and Jordan, aka Belittle, go a Bravo Katsu match last night for a little bit, which was awesome to watch. The speed of the play was absolutely amazing. You kind of tell they weren't on their tier 1 decks, but it was still fun to watch. You have this 16-year-old kid, Cake Rat, who was winning. I don't know the whole story on that one because I just came in at the end. But then while we were doing a live stream on Tuesday, he posted a picture because Nick was going back and forth. And it's one of the funnest Discords I've ever seen because one, there's only one channel of chat, which I like. I get confused with when you got 100 different channels of chat. I just don't go into them. I'm old. It's too much for my old brain. But this just one general chat where everybody goes in. I haven't even posted anything. I just like reading it and going through it. But then just spectating games. Usually they get 30, 40 people. They're spectating the games. It's a ton of fun. So if you're not in Discord Royal Rumble 24/7, you should probably get in because it's one of the coolest Discords ever.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have anything to add on that.
I just like the trash talking. I think that it reminds me of
good
the
humor trash talking.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a good hell group where it's like in good fun and everybody gets that it's in good fun, but you're allowed to go a little beyond what most people would probably do naturally because I think people get their feelings hurt too much. And it's kind of like one of those places where it's got that little bit of a Fight Club feel to it where it's just okay, to like talk some serious shit and know that most of the time people aren't going to get their feelings hurt. And if they do, they probably don't belong in there anyway, and they should leave when they get their feelings hurt. And I like a good group like that. I think that's there needs to be a place for that in every game because I get that not everybody is built for that. I get that at locals, people aren't going to do that in every case. But I do love Jordan. I do love Kale. I love Nick and those guys that have thick skin so they can give it and take it and have good fun with it, right? And they're not afraid to like put their money where their mouth is either. Like they're willing to, show up and just. But also, can we talk about maybe the best part about Royal Rumble in relation to LSS in this game? I love that there was like mad talking between Jordan about how he could beat Newson, and then Newson's like, "I'll meet you at the game store," and it's like this dude's a developer. Like, why is he being bothered by just people in the community? And it's like, no, because they're a part of the community, which is awesome. Like Carol was in there one night. It's like that's one of my favorite things about LSS in general is that like James hasn't removed the developers from the community, and as a result you get these great moments where like I love seeing pictures from New Zealand locals where it's like Jason just standing in the front like smiling after a locals. It's like that's really special about the game, and I like the fact that community that they have and they're involved in the community, and it kind of just has a trickle down effect. I think that's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the best ever. It's been a ton of fun to read this stuff. And like you said, the good humor ripping is amazing because everybody in there has their big boy pants on so they can take the rips. And it just makes it more fun. Stuff like that, you can't do that on Facebook because everybody takes themselves super seriously sometimes. And another thing on Facebook, God, this is something new that I should have brought up last week, but I'm going to bring it up now because why not? If you're a new member, maybe your first couple posts shouldn't be ripping somebody else's post. Like maybe ease yourself into the community. Like, hey, the pool might be cold. Do I just jump in? Maybe I'll just walk in and adjust my body slowly to it. No, I'm just going to splash, get everybody wet on the sidelines and not give a f. So yeah, maybe ease yourself.
even in the army where it's like fast, like movement all the time, they like don't make any changes for like 30 days. Just observe, just chill, watch how the unit's functioning when you take over as like one of the leaders or something, and just observe it, chill, and then you can start to adjust. Don't just jump in and like start throwing
Yeah.
Like a 30, 60, 90 plan. I'm sure that's what the Army uses. 30 days observe, then you start implementing, and then your big changes, and you'll
Set
start
your
to see
90-day
results in 90
goals,
days.
and then,
Yeah.
So you're saying that someone who joined the Facebook group shouldn't go Stone Cold Steve Austin on it, where you just hear the glass break and they come running down and just smash 2 beers together and then hit somebody with a Stone Cold Stunner? That's not the appropriate way to enter a
I just
group
saw
and introduce yourself.
somebody else said the card quality was crap in Crucible, or just complaining about it, which was fine because maybe it is. I haven't seen it. And somebody
Right.
else like ripped on him for saying that. And the person that ripped on him was a newer person. They like, have the new symbol, the new member. It's like,
Yep.
So somebody's just saying, hey, the quality doesn't look the greatest, which I'm not going to fault somebody for saying that, because I know 3 guys, sometimes a 4th guy, that have said a lot of things against LSS when they've done things as criticism and feedback. So if somebody says that, I'm going to probably believe them that maybe the quality is down a little bit. And that's not always LSS's fault. They might have got pre-print production of card stock that was different than what the printer sent out for final. I mean, you probably don't have a guy on the ground for that final print run going through it. Maybe they do. I don't know. I'm sure they get pre-print tests.
Maybe not with like a tested, like a printer that you've used in the past that has already run in.
Right.
Like
if they're new, you would.
In like an unlimited version of the product. Like, maybe, but I can't imagine that it's.
Also, can we just? I think there's also, it's a little bit of a, I don't know. It's frustrating to hear people just be like, "Oh, the card quality is not great." It's like, they did. Someone's like, maybe it was rushed, and it's like, no, they said they rushed this out because people have been complaining relentlessly and not being able to get Crucible. So they said we should have waited. The full run won't be available until like October, but they pushed the first run out like in July,
cards into hands,
so they could get cards into the market to try to push the prices of Crucible down before Road to Nationals. And you already see the difference in price, because a lot of these cards that were $50-$60 for, I think some of them people are selling for like $10 now for some of the unlimited versions. So it's like the cards are accessible. That's what people have been complaining about. I get pointing out, but at the same time, they are unlimited. They're meant to be played with. These are not collector's pieces. So you can't be mad about the fact that they're putting cards in players' hands.
And they're going into sleeves anyway. So I understand some people
grading these.
No, that you shouldn't be grading them. Yes, you want good quality card stock. I understand that. But these are probably a lot cheaper than your normal boxes. I don't know. I have let's just say I have no opinion on the matter. I just didn't like somebody attacking somebody else as your new post. Just be like, if that's the way you feel, there's a constructive way of saying it, and then there's a destructive way of just, oh, you're a moron.
Yep. The constructive way to say it is to message your buddy who actually gives 2 shits about what you say. Yep. That's the only constructive way to resolve that issue, is to message your friend in a private message, because nobody on Facebook cares.
Right. It's like if you're still posting things about the market on Facebook, nobody cares anymore.
Contrary to popular belief, Facebook is not for you to post every opinion you've ever had, because nobody cares.
No, usually they don't.
It is. That is exactly what Facebook's for.
It's
to give a generation that was told that everyone's going to care about what you think a platform to tell everyone what they think. Look
what happened.
That's what happened.
We have
YouTube
movies about
for.
a pig now, and now we have movies about a pig because of that.
I don't know about that, but it did result directly in us having a YouTube channel. Because
that's the point though. Start a YouTube channel, and people who care what you have to say will listen to you, or just be entertaining and they'll listen to you. Because I think sometimes maybe our takes are terrible, but that's fine because we're entertaining.
But we don't care,
and we let the world know about the important news. Unlimited is released. There's been a change in living legend status, and for the love of God, don't miss Pig. Don't miss it.
All right, so let's oh, this is great. This is quality. This is quality stuff right now.
Yeah.
Tales of Aria. Still hate the name. Don't care.
The box art
Coming
is
out
incredible.
Oh yeah.
September 24th. We apologize that we didn't put an amazing video out the first 30 seconds that it released about it, because we always save it for today, because otherwise what the hell are we supposed to talk about if we like ruin all that stuff in a video earlier in the week?
There's enough
Who
of that
does
anyways. Like
I know,
feel
I'm
like you gotta know what your lane is a little bit, and you can like deviate and experiment and stuff. But as a content creator, it's like, are we gonna rush and stress with our families and lives in order to be
No,
one of 8
I was being
videos?
facetious.
I know you were.
We
I know
never
you
will
were.
do
I'm
that.
just explaining why that's not what our channel does. Same with like market.
So let's go over the highlights and just opinions on it. Fun facts, things that we found and experienced from Tales of Aria. So the nitty gritty on it, 238 card set. Is that the lowest so far? I think so.
It's significantly smaller than Monarch.
Yeah, I mean by 70, almost 70 cards, 67 cards. 14 tokens, which we kind of talked through that. That's not a huge amount of tokens. It's less than what you think when you really start doing the math of characters, double-handed
Heroes,
weapons,
yeah.
auras, tokens, just so not as much as at first sight. But the craziest part, I think this might be good, is it's only 3 heroes. I don't think that's a horrible thing.
No, I think
it'll be interesting depending on what we end up finding out about the talents. Because if it's one talent, it'll create a really interesting dynamic sealed experience, where I think the sealed format, to James' point, that's part of the reason I believe a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to be 3 talents, or it's going to be 2 in 1 or something, there's going to be something. I think James has been on record multiple times now as saying this is the best sealed play in the game's history. Developers agree, which to me says that it's one talent for 3 heroes, because then the sealed and the draft experience means you're less concerned about having this diluted card pool. Because the issue with having to pick the last set in Monarch at times was kind of weird and clunky, because you could pull a good hero pool, like a good Runeblade pool, but you just didn't have any good shadow cards to to fill your pool out. So you were running weird generics that had no synergy, or you were running not the best of like a light hero, but the light cards you got were good. So you had this weird pool where it's just too much going on, and it kind of diluted your ability to really get a good deck put together. And in this set, if you had 3 talents, it would mean that those talent cards could be played by anybody. So now you have an interesting choice, like in a draft, where do you immediately commit to a hero knowing all the talent cards will fit with you anyway? Or do you try to just get the best talent cards and wait until the hero kind of picks itself based on what those talents do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
I think it's going to be really good. I'm super excited. I if it is one talent, which it does, I mean, it has to be, right? It has to be one. They haven't said 100%, but like, it wouldn't make sense to me if it was 1 hero is this and 2 heroes are that. So
I agree that's one talent. You look at the box, it's got the 3 colors within the circle. So you'd think maybe there's 3 talents because you have these 3 colors.
Too, but
what if, because everybody kind of thinks it's some sort of elemental type talent. What if there's like
that would be cool actually, if the talent was like elemental, but then
there's subsets within the elemental.
Like Lexi is ice and
water.
There's a lightning, and then there's a
earth,
something like that.
Yeah, earth.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, so on the Bravo, so this is where like I sometimes overthink stuff, which I don't really. I almost never overthink things.
You never do that. You seldom think to stand.
Yeah, I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. So the elemental theme seems to make sense just because their main poster, you kind of see stuff floating in the sky. There's just stuff floating and seems very elemental in all
Even
of
just
the
looking
art.
look at the art of like the locations. Like each one kind of
Yeah.
has like you've got like the frosty, and then you've got like the thunder step, which is just super lightningy. Like I mean,
Right.
it seems like
So-
it fits. That'd be cool.
In Showtime card, you see that same type depicted coming out of Anthos while Bravo's holding it. So, like, this is my overthinking. Is there going to be something that gives Bravo this elemental power?
No.
Because that'd be amazing. He's literally holding the elemental power in the picture.
Ready? This is what I
Let
think.
that picture come true.
I think that the flow has sub parts, like because they talk about the flow in Aria, right? And that is
Yep.
like the magic in Aria. I think that it has like sub components.
Do you think that's-
and the flow?
Maybe that is the talent.
And I think that Bravo wields like the flow, like he has the ability to tap into the flow directly.
Look at his hair.
Yeah, right. Just glorious flow. But I think that
It is.
there's going to be heroes that maybe can only specialize in parts of the flow. They can only tap into certain aspects of mana, per se. So
Maybe it is the flow. Maybe that is a talent, is the flow.
flow.
Blue.
Yeah.
I've got that talent.
Flow
just-
hero Lexi starting to sound like MHA a little
Yeah,
bit.
I got the flow. Wait. Oh, where'd it go? Son of a bitch.
Oh god,
Put my
it's
hat
gone.
back on. Gone. Damn it. It's all gone.
It's been years.
Yeah, not that many years. I wish. Oh. So anyway, then the most exciting part about Tales of Aria, and I talked about this before with Star Wars Destiny being
The
in
bow?
Vegas.
The bow. Are you talking about the
No,
bow?
not the bow. We can get in the bow discussion later.
I want to
September 10th, like pre-release in Vegas to get to open new cards. And that means there's only 9 days of spoilers before Vegas, which means, and I feel bad that you're not coming with, Dane, but I'm super excited because there's going to be so many cards that you aren't going to be spoiled that you're going to see.
Oh yeah, no, I'm excited for Vegas just because that's when I'm going to get to see everything. So that's cool.
So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So everybody's going to Vegas. That's going to be great because I know me and Blake are going to be doing that, and we'll be sending you pictures, Dane. So
Oh yeah.
have your phone ready for that day.
Oh yeah.
That'll probably be right when we land because that'll be
Yeah.
starting at noon. That's right where we're going to go, and it's just going to be like, all right, let's
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be just getting back from my honeymoon. I'm gonna be sleeping probably. So I'll wake up.
Oh, is that what you? I'll be sleeping. We'll be sleeping.
It's gonna be after the honeymoon. So yes, I'll actually be sleeping probably a lot.
And then once again, Blitz decks coming out with it versus CC decks. But I think the community has come around on CC finally. It's like anything. I don't want to do webcam. I don't want to play CC. And then you do it and you're like, well, that was kind of fun. Yes, I might have liked it a little bit. But yeah, people seem to be loving CC.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any complaints. We had 20 people on a random Tuesday night for CC games, which was amazing. We have 2 of those games up on our channel, one of Blake, one of Bergie. And yeah, watch more of the Katsu Bolton. Why you guys got to be hating on watching that?
So I do have one comment on that. I've had a couple people now where I've like new guys have commented or something like that, and I've chatted with them or sent them a message on Facebook and told them like, come out, we've got locals this night and that night, and they'll say, oh, that's CC. I'm a new player. It's like you can be a new player and play CC. It really is just getting the cards, and you can run a suboptimal deck and play CC and have fun. Stop like if you're a new player, you have to play Blitz. It's not. It's not even
either
like
or.
an easier game. I
Mhm.
mean, it is, but it's not like you're gonna learn more playing Blitz. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna learn the
No, you won't.
same like phases. You're gonna learn like
Yeah.
You probably learn less because the games are fast.
Well, yeah, I think the experience is so. I think the learning experience in Blitz is better. I will absolutely. I understand that because there is something about a CC game, especially between 2 new players, where nobody can finish it.
That's fair.
I remember.
that's fair.
I remember doing that. Right when you don't pitch your deck correctly, you blow all your threats whenever you see them, and then at the end of the game, everybody's just playing blue attacks. So you're like, I'll attack for 1 and then 2, and it's like I'll block it, then I'll attack for 1 and 2, and you can't kill each other. So it's basically it's very reminiscent of like two people who don't know how to fight, right? Like if you put two people in a boxing ring who didn't know how to box, option A, somebody gets an accidental knockout, right? You accidentally did something in the middle. Yeah. You'd be lucky if you got an accidental knockout, or you just like fight each other, and then eventually you're just kind of tired and you're stumbling around, just kind of soft pawing at each other. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what CC can feel like when you're new and you're playing into each other.
That's totally fair. That's completely fair. But I don't like that it's keeping people away because it's CC. It's like,
right.
You can still come and learn and play.
Right. Like I think the issue is in Blitz is after you've played like 1 or 2 Blitz games, you need to move to CC, because the Blitz experience is very fast, and it gives you kind of a weird sense of the game where you're doing things that you won't do in Classic Constructed, right? There are cards that in Classic Constructed I will pitch early because I want to see late, but I would never pitch early in Blitz because you just play them. Like it puts you in weird play patterns, because in Dorinthia, I will never pitch an Iron Song Determination in Blitz because I'm just going to dominate whatever turn I can dominate on. As soon as I see it, that thing is hitting the board fast as I can humanly hit at the board. But in Constructed, there's no reason on turn 2 to play an Iron Song Determination. It like dominating Dawnblade swings on turn 2 is stupid. It's bad. In Blitz, you do it every time. So it puts you in weird play patterns that'll actually like negatively affect, I think, your constructed play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super good point. All right, can we talk about the bow now?
We can talk about the goddamn bow.
I want to see people in the comments. Is that a recurve bow or a compound bow that Lexi is holding? That's all. That's it. I just want to see what people's reactions are. Like, Jason said it was a recurve bow, and I disagreed. It's a magic ass compound bow.
You said yes, it's not connected because it's some magical ass bow, but it's got characteristics of both bows and one characteristic of neither bow, and that's the double string coming down to shoot 2 arrows. Yet the target, whoever painted this, 1, why did you make her so high? And 2, why couldn't you put a second arrow in one of the targets to make us speculate a little bit more?
I know what I think. I think LSS digitally removed one of the arrows just to troll us, just like putting Gunslinger in the source code of the page. Hey,
what was the other? Gunslinger and Bard? They put Bard because everybody's been wanting Bard, so like, all right, we're just gonna throw it in the source code. There's a Bard coming.
How would you guys feel about a Gunslinger?
We already have one. Her name is Dash.
Her name is Dash.
I know, but like, that's fair. Okay, I was picturing like a Dark
West
Tower.
Gunslinger.
Yeah, like.
I mean, she literally that's all she has.
Oh my god, I would lose it if we had a Dark Tower Gunslinger. I love that book so much. Those books are so good.
Yeah.
I think the most important question is this. Will it be frowned upon in the community if when you win a game with Lexi, because she's doing like this one, it just made me think of Usain Bolt, how he'd like fire the arrow. Is that the appropriate way to win? Like after your opponent loses, you give them the fist bump and then you hit them with the, or is that bad? Is that poor sportsmanship?
Do it.
No? Okay.
You gotta be high as though. You gotta just be blazed out of your mind. Just be like,
there. So as soon as you get done with the game, just pop it and you just hit it and then hit it with the bow.
Yeah.
So they just fall over.
There's 3 other points on this whole thing. 1, James White's in the background in the back right. I'm sure everybody's seen that. Yelling. That's sweet. Our buddy Harry from Australia is on the left with the beard. That is definitely Harry.
Facts.
And 3, and Chris, who plays on us with Tuesday nights and comes on, Mr. Cheeserette on the Discord. Lexi does not fit with the rest of the names in this whole game at all. Lexi.
Yeah.
Now coming in on stage, down stage 1 is sexy Lexi.
I
Everyone
hate
put your hands
I
together.
hate that you did this. I hate that you did this. Any any contribution to the waifu thing makes me angry.
That's what's going to happen. That is 100% what's going to happen.
I know it is, but
Quit
still, I
playing.
don't want
I'm
to.
playing sexy Lexi tonight. Who are you playing?
Stop.
And then you're
We're
going to have to go. And then you're gonna be like, I'm just going to go home then. If that's what you're going to call her. I'm going to, you know what? I'm just going to call her Lee. The X is silent. I'm just going to call her Lee. So from now on, she'll be known as Lee to me.
Maybe it's like one of those weird things where the X is like an H sound.
Or
And her name's like
Leshy.
Lehi?
Lehi. Lehi. I mean, that makes more sense. Lehi. Lehi. So I think, okay, so if we're going to actually speculate and talk about her, like the interesting things that are like that stick out about her. Number one of the things that immediately jumped out is in the young Lexi art, she appears to be wearing something that looks like a tunic, like Findle's spring tunic, but it's blue.
Mhm.
Right. That was one of the first things that stuck out. The second thing is, as much as the lightning appears to be the thing that is predominant about her, or the thing that sticks out, right? The lightning is the thing.
Yeah.
Because like her bow is lightning and has that like lightning characteristic, it almost draws your attention in her adult art away from the fact that the knees of her boots, like her like knee guards, and then on her arms look like there's some sort of like crystal or ice or magical, because like on her arm she has some sort of magical like crystal things just stuck to her somehow. So I'm trying
bracers.
Right. Like I just don't know. Like I'm trying to figure out what that could be, because the lightning appears to be the predominant thing about her, but that doesn't necessarily fit the lightning aesthetic. You know, it almost looks more like ice or crystal or rock or something.
The other thing that is I'm going to draw attention to that is hilarious is the artist of this draws my favorite art in the whole game, Mangle. He also did Chain, Young and Old. He did the Urser token. So it's Federico Musetti, I believe. That's probably butchered it.
Yep,
He's an amazing artist. So obviously, you know, he does some of my favorite art in the game. So by me saying, you know, why'd you draw her high as f-? I'm sure you had a reason. I'm sure you had a reason for that. Maybe she was. Okay. That might just be the reason. Sometimes it's the most obvious answer to the question. And that's she just was, you know, that's how she gets the focus to hit the bullseyes. And I did like how he kept her bow very consistent, except for that now she has powers. She has powers. What's that?
It's in her other hand too.
No, it's in her left hand, both, isn't it? Or is it in her right? The one.
It's in her right hand. As when she's young, it's right, and when she's old, it's left.
Interesting. It is. But kept it with the two arrows.
She's a guardian of Aria. Man, she's just ambidextrous. That's how it works.
Well, she's got two. She does have two strings, so I mean, just makes sense. Whatever's on that
two strings
that side.
in both pictures too. Yeah, and they are side by side,
which I like. I like the consistency in that. And then her hair went from just barely green to all green, so maybe she absorbed the flow.
Yep.
Or maybe it's just the green from the sky reflecting off it because it's a green ass sky.
Which is the flow that she has absorbed.
Okay.
But you see the same like white dots that you see in Showtime as well. So that's what I'm saying. There's something with something's going to happen with Bravo. I don't know. Something.
The stars? Those are called stars, Jason. Those white dots behind her in their picture, those are stars.
They're in front of her. They're in front of her.
The swirling in front of her is interesting. Somebody actually.
I'm just giving you. I know.
She's behind the stars. She's behind the stars.
Yeah, she's above.
That's how high she is. That is how high she is. She's behind the stars. She's so high.
Interesting speculation. I saw one person throw out there. I don't remember who it was. Otherwise, I'd give you credit. But interesting speculation is somebody said, "What if we get a second Guardian, and in this set we get like a Bravo token, so that Bravo can get some support, but he doesn't need a blitz deck because he already has like a blitz deck. Or he already has a hero deck.
I thought that same thing, not Bravo, but just I thought, what if they reprint one of these heroes? 100%.
Just as a token.
What about this? They
Oh,
have
boy.
not ready. No, they haven't. I haven't seen. I gotta do research to back this up. But I had a thought the other day that I got really excited by. What if the original heroes, right? What if the original heroes, that was hundreds of years ago, and now you've got these like heroes like Bravo, Katsu, Dorinthia, like all these like pleb vanilla like heroes. That was like who was fighting and like living, like establishing their country or their regions, right? What if Bravo is like this predecessor for some reason, like through the flow was like this epic hero from the past, and now like these young Aryan guardians who can't harness all of the flow because they're not Bravo, this man of legend, have like bits and pieces, or like there's like, I don't know. I thought that'd be cool. I gotta look and see if that's even possible. Probably not, but
So I'm gonna run with this.
yeah.
So what you're saying is Bravo's gonna come back spirit form, a la Obi-Wan Kenobi to Lexi.
Or any like these guardian heroes. How cool would that be if Bravo was like the fabled? Like like Bravo's, I don't know, the fist of Bravo is like a magical stone or something like that. That was like the fabled.
Just sounds, I can't even read.
I mean, if we're leaning into it, if we're leaning into it,
why would you say the fist of Bravo? Everything that comes to my mind is horrible when you say that. All I can picture is him walking down the street with all the pretty girls, and he has one fist just clenched, like, "Hey, the fist of Bravo, here he comes, ladies."
you can't beat him.
He's got a magic fist. You ever seen the,
Dude, it's just the first thing that came to mind. I was like, what would be like a thing about Bravo that would be like legendary? It'd be like his like glowing, powerful, like harnessing the flow in his fist.
Clearly his chest hair. If you look at Crippling Crush when his shirt's ripping away, the sternum bush.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Has anyone done a Bravo? Has anyone done a Bravo altar of just Kale, like ripping a shirt open? Just like
No, but now we've given that idea out there, so we should expect that soon.
Just spitballing.
Kale's gonna get like 8 of them in the mail, just randomly from people who just Photoshop random pictures they find on the internet together.
I want like
like a legit altar,
like fry the egg to like paint up like a Mona Lisa.
Jason, we're gonna need you to get a hold of Kale, ask him for a shirtless picture so we can send it to Fry the Egg to get like a Mona Lisa altar of him as Guardian.
Yeah,
I will not be messaging somebody I know from New Zealand asking for a shirtless picture of them anytime soon. That will not happen.
No balls.
No, coward. Of course I don't want balls in the pictures. Of course I don't want balls in the picture. He asked for a chest picture. That's just really weird that you're saying that, Dane.
Yes.
I could look at this art though for like from the
forever.
Set. Just it's gorgeous. Yeah. I'm so excited for a bright set. Like just like a bright, colorful, vibrant set. Like the light, even the light from Monarch was still kind of meh because it was all like white and gold and blurred together. But
it's Solana, right? Which is very like golden
fine.
and then it's like the golden city.
In any game, I'm not a fan of the like dark, like grotesque, like more gory aesthetic at all. Like it's just not what I lean towards. It could be exactly my play style and I won't really love playing it. But this new set looks gorgeous, man. It looks awesome.
And I love Mangle, the shimmer of the light off the steel armor with the blood dripping off. Like I love that. That's my style.
I don't have an issue with Mangle. Like I don't have like a blackout.
Just cool. And I do
as a whole deck. I don't want every card I draw to be like, oh, what mixture of black, red, gray, dark gray, and light gray is this card gonna be?
That's kind of what I like Chain. I mean, besides the RNG version of Chain, I love his full art adult chain picture with the purples and the blues and the chain. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he just came from a sex shop or is going to one, but he's going in a hurry either way.
I feel like
Just-
this. I feel like this whole episode is just taking a turn. Ever since the sexy Lexi comment, like it's just gone downhill. Where it's like shit that we don't want to promote.
Well, we don't want to promote it. We're just pointing out facts of what we see.
Look, I would like to point out, let's take a moment to be serious here. Maybe this is the next Outcast Haven PSA. There's too much sexualization of women in these games because nobody has made any weird waifu things about chain. And the man is wearing a leather like chest piece with like a collar and has a whip for a chain. Nobody's done anything weird with that yet. But the second like these women characters drop, it's waifu time. It's like, you know what? Let's just do equal opportunity. Come on, guys. It's time for these chain altars, waifu chain. If you don't do it, you're sexist. I'm just saying it.
You know what you just asked for?
PSA.
You know what you just asked for, Blake? We're gonna walk into the Vegas Convention Center to play some cards, and somebody's gonna be dressed like Chain, and you're gonna be like, "Well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. I really effed up there. I shouldn't have said it."
I said what I said. It's like what I said.
Nothing.
No regrets.
No regrets. I'll go get it tattooed. There's a little room up here.
Have you guys looked at the 3-pack spread and what's been what's shown on those? Like on the left and right packs that sticks out behind Lexi's pack.
What am I missing here?
No, I haven't.
It's not her art behind them. To the right,
I don't even know what packs. What packs?
What am I?
Yeah, if you look at like the product, if you go underneath the Tales of Aria marketing assets, and you see if you scroll down to the product, you see the 3 packs.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, like the one to the right, you can see like woods and forest, and to the one to the left, you see like I don't know, it looks like water crashing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Elements, baby.
Ooh, the elements, the elementals.
The elements of the flow.
Wait, that's something else.
It'll be interesting. It's a definitely, like I said, it's a definite change from what we had in Monarch. Dude,
we're idiots. Dude, look at the circle surrounding them. The one on the left is like snowflakes. The one in the middle and Lexi is like whatever, lightning energy, whatever. And then the one on the right is like plant-like.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what's on the booster box. That's within the big circles, the 3 circles.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the thing in the middle, like the yin and the yang that ties it all together. So there's a definite symbol on the booster box that ties all 3 colors into one thing.
Yeah, if you look at the Blitz Hero deck box too, or the box with the 3 in it, you can see the very distinct borders. Each hero has a very distinct border.
Yep.
So Lexi
that's what I was talking about. Yep. So the snowflake and the energy and all.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were talking about on the packs. You can see a little bit of on the packs too.
Oh, what were you talking about?
I'm talking about on the
circle border.
The deck boxes. It's the same border, but it's more pronounced on the deck box or on the decks.
I gotcha. Yep. I'm with you.
And it's even on the borders on the side because, like, if you look at the leftmost deck, it's a different deck back, and each of them have their borders up on the top too.
Yep. That is legit.
Those are all facts. All facts.
That's all we talk about is facts.
Just facts. Just the facts.
Straight facts.
If you don't waifu chain, you're sexist. That's the facts.
Yeah. And what do we think so what did we get in the last set? We got 2 males, 2 females. What do we get in this one? Is it always been an even mix?
I don't think so.
No. Number 1 was just Dorinthia.
Well,
it was just Dorinthia.
2 was Dash.
Reiner is female. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Reiner doesn't. He's non-gender. We haven't gotten a confirmation on him yet, right?
No
or
confirmation
on them.
Who's ever seen under
Let
the
us know.
little
Waifooers and shippers around the world, LSS want to know.
Reiner has a ponytail on top. Waifu Reiner, make it happen. I was just gonna be an ass about that all the time now.
So 3 females. You think we'll get 3 females in this set?
I think I'll have 2 females and a male. That'd be cool.
2 females, yeah.
Cool with that.
Yeah, and I'm not going to
care.
speculate on classes because I know I'll be wrong.
What if they were triplets? What if it was like a Gemini thing? Like all 3 of them were. That'd be cool. As long as it has cool lore, dude, I'm behind it.
Yeah,
yeah. All of their names end with EXI though, because they're triplets.
Or they all end with.
Would you love it?
You got Lexi Ann, Mary Ann, and Candy Ann, or whatever the you want to say.
Candy. Oh god, that would spiral. Lexi is one thing, Mary is another. But as soon as there's somebody in this game called Candy, we've gone way off the rails.
Lexi, Cinnamon, and Ginger, the heroes of Aria. That is your heroes of Aria.
Do you think strippers around the world have the same like standard names, or do you think New Zealand's like, oh, we didn't realize that like Lexi is that's like a stripper name in the United States?
It's totally different over there. Like here, it's like Cinnamon and stuff. Like, over there, it's like Susan and Karen. Yeah, it's very normal names. Everybody has weird names.
It makes it really confusing. It makes it really confusing when you're playing against someone. You call someone a Karen. It's really confusing.
They're like, whoa, what is happening right now?
How do you know she's a stripper?
My wife's being a total Karen right now. What?
It's like, wait, what is?
You want to keep playing? You got to go.
You got stuff to do, man. What's happening? Is that cool with you? Is that like a thing you guys are? That cool? It was fine.
God, we're so stupid. All right.
This weekend, big weekend. Road to nationals for us on Sunday, Saturday. This is a cool event. I just want to. This was a cool event that our local gaming store in Roseville, Minnesota, the Source Comic and Games, they been in Flesh and Blood since before we started. They've been carrying Flesh and Blood. They've also been getting armory kits since before we started. So when we started doing armory events, the first one was a couple play mats here and there, and then once we got into the new ones, we've been doing the cold foil and then a play mat at the end of the month. So they had a backlog of play mats, and the number of play mats they had turns out to be 32 remaining, because this is super awesome. They didn't sell the mats on eBay. What they did is they're holding a tournament on Saturday, and at that tournament, anybody that signed up, limit of 32, gets a playmat for playing in the tournament. And I just want to say that's really cool, especially with all the bullshit that we heard happening all over for so long with the new player kits, or whatever the kits, retailer appreciation kits that they were selling, playmats from armory events that were getting sold, cold foils, all the stuff, the IRA decks that were getting sold, that they actually held on to these and they're giving to the community of Minnesota and all their players to have a playmat. So props to them. We're all playing in it on Saturday. Super excited. It's just going to be a fun day of CC starting at noon. I'm excited to play.
Yeah. We've been lucky. I think that's one thing that I don't think we take it for granted, right? I think that's something that 100% just doesn't happen. But we are 100% super lucky in the cities right now, because we're getting to the point now where we're creeping in on having 7 days a week of fab. And that is absolutely mind-boggling that we've got a store now picking up Sundays, and that just pushes us closer to having it where, hey, we're getting ready for a big event. Cool. I'm just going to go play fab every single day in preparation for it. That's mind-blowing. It's really cool that the Source has been so supportive of the community, and that the community in return has kind of like rewarded them for it in some way, because they're the biggest locals every week. Like, to Jason's point, 20 this week, 18 last week, 16 the week before. Pretty soon, they're just going to have to kick the Magic group out altogether on Tuesday nights and be like, this is Fab's house, baby. This is the house that Fab built.
we took part of their table because I think they had
Yeah.
6 or 8.
Yeah.
Fab is taking over their Tuesday Commander League or whatever league they run that day.
Yeah.
And a small turnout in Minnesota is 10. That's a small turnout because from what I've seen, for all the numbers that gets posted on our local Facebook group, 10 is a small number. So Minnesota is here to play, and we're gonna have good players coming out to Road to Nats. I'm guessing. So it should be fun. A lot of people are going too.
Well, and seeing we had 20 on Tuesday, 13 yesterday, and 11 today at events, and the three of us made two of the three of us made one of those events. So it's not even including a heavy turnout from like the three of us. It's not like, and that's the thing too, is maybe more interesting is that it's a lot of different people. You know, there's a lot of these events have 3 or 4 of the same people, and then the other 8 to 15 are different people playing at different events. So it's not like there's 12 people who go from every store to store, and then it kind of rounds out with an extra 1 or 2 or 3. It's, 12 to 15 different people at every store playing, which is just, it's great to see. I'm grateful. I hope that more communities are going to start seeing that kind of turnout and start to see the communities continue to grow, because I think that Fab has done a really good job. LSS has done a great job of supporting the community with good kits and good product, and clearly they're listening. Huge kudos to them for listening to the Living Legend thing and adjusting it to include Blitz heroes and just making it a really flexible system. I think a lot of game designers, it's easy, I think, for companies or designers to come in and kind of have this attitude of, I've been playing games my whole life. I've got figured out the solutions on how to make this thing great. And kudos to James White and LSS staff for listening and supporting the community. I think the community is seeing a huge, as much as we can give to this, that, or another thing, I think the community, we've always been on board with the fact that the community has been amazing, and it's now having a chance to shine. And I'm excited for Road to National season, because I think that that's like the moment where we finally see the community at like its peak for right now. And then we'll peak again next Road to Nat season and the calling season.
And then on that note, I think don't have a whole lot else to cover unless you guys do. We'll have a lot of results coming in. So our next week's podcast, I think, is just going to be meta and results orientated of what's happening around, because I know New Zealand starts their Road to Nats. We start our Road to Nats. So there should be a good amount of information. We're going to make some spreadsheets. Join our Patreon for $10. We will then give you the spreadsheets of all the winners from those events. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do any of that. But if you want to do that and post it for free for everybody, we'd all appreciate that. And then we'll read your results and then give you kudos for doing that, because I'm not going to make an Excel spreadsheet of all that, but it'd be cool to see one.
Yeah, I might do that. I like Excel. I just like Excel is like cathartic to me. I don't know.
I mean, being an adult is having a moment where you put together a good spreadsheet and it just kind of hits different, right?
You've got multiple tabs and you're like, oh, this formula works.
I've taken the Excel class.
This sick ass formula.
Dude, check this out. I just type this in and it changes everything and updates my monthly budget. Look at that.
It is amazing. It's an amazing program. I just don't want to use it anymore right now. So that's all I'm saying. But we'll be talking results. Regardless, you'll see tons of results come in next Thursday. Typical Tuesday, we're going to switch that to 10 p.m. just because I have my last fishing tournament this Tuesday. So I've been rotating fishing tournament in Fab every Tuesday, whereas now this is the last tournament. So then Fab will just be Tuesdays at the source, and then come home to live stream. So it's usually my marathon Fab day. It's Tuesdays.
Yeah, me too. This last week was like the mega marathon, because I went and met up at 2:30 to start testing. So I played from 2:30 in the afternoon, basically, other than driving, until past midnight. So
it's a good day. Good day.
I will say, if you like the key art for this next set, help us hit 1,000 for whatever, like just telling friends about it or whatever. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Bell doesn't really matter for hitting 1,000, but hey, it'd be great anyways. But if you like that key art, the mat that I'm working with my buddy to design is like I actually quick double checked like who did the key arts, because the mat that he's been sending me is like, I just described what I wanted. So, and I told him, I was like, this is the aesthetic, this is kind of what I'm looking for. And I sent him some Bravo pics and the Aria pics and whatever. And it meshes. I'm super excited with how well it meshes with this set's key art, because that's gonna be perfect, right? Like we're gonna debut our mat and it's gonna be like, boom, fits right in. I'm super excited now. So if you like that, be on the lookout for that. Help us hit 1,000, because that's when when I'm gonna display the mat and put it up. We'll do a giveaway to some extent, and then I still haven't decided the details on that. But then put it up for sale if people are interested. So check out, was it last week's episode where I gave a quick little sneak peek?
Yeah, little
And-
flash.
Check
And
that out.
the main reason, so we're 92 away from 1,000. And the main reason we want this is because at 1,000 subs, we get a community button on the YouTube page.
Yes.
And it allows us to communicate with the people that enjoy watching our videos and listening to our podcast right on YouTube. And then you can use comments right there. So if you're not on our Discord, which you should be, because that's another way to communicate stuff, but we can just get out to the community if Tuesday night live stream is going to be behind. If somebody wants to come on and play against us on the Tuesday night live stream, you may leave a comment and you can hop on and do that. So please get us to 92 more subs so we can hit that 1K. Plus, just saying 1K is so much cooler than saying 908. It's ridiculous. So help us hit 1K, and then we can have a community button.
I'm not trying to shame you into asking people to help us sub, but I got my chiropractor to sub to our channel. So
Yeah, and my mom. So
my mom thinks we're great.
I'm pretty sure my mom unsubscribed.
I told you, did I tell you that Mason wants to unsubscribe when we get to 998, 999, so he can be the first subscriber and the 1,000th subscriber? So he can resubscribe to be the 1,000th.
If he does that, I'm gonna beat the out of him.
Wait, no, we can't say that, Dane. We covered that earlier in the pod. Oh wait,
We
he's not playing cards. No, it's
Oh,
fine. He's not playing
God
cards.
Damn
Yeah.
it! I'm not a
Not
TO. I can't say that.
You are so lucky that Mason isn't listening to this right now.
I have another idea. You know what we should do? Because we're not at what podcast number is this?
50.
51.
51. I lied.
This is 51. So the next one is our.
This might be 50. This might be 50.
I didn't lie.
You're right. No, you're right.
We'll find out.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll
post it.
yeah.
It is 50.
It's not 52 though, right?
No, it's
we're
not 52.
We should
pump that up.
we should premiere it instead of putting it out at 9 a.m. Put it out like 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and then we can be on and do a premiere with it, so we can do comments and make fun of ourselves while we're doing it.
Cool. I'm down for that. I still want to
Yeah.
go back and do like the mystery science.
Mystery science.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to do that. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
like one of our first podcasts. That would be
Yes.
fun.
Yeah. Back when we were just so
So come
Young,
and watch us talk
green.
about ourselves while we are just
talk about ourselves.
Yeah.
Good. Well, why don't you take us home, Dane?
I'm doing it because I want to, not because you told me to. Everybody, thanks for watching and hanging out with us. Really appreciate all the support. I feel like a broken record. I say it every week, but really do love everybody participating. And I love that we've built a following that likes to participate and likes to contribute positively when people are commenting. Dude, I thought like this last week, I've actually coming up on a year of doing this. I got like a little bit emotional. I was like, this is really freaking cool. Like being able to do stuff like this. So, I mean, we do it because we love it, but we wouldn't be doing it if 0 people watched or 0 people, kind of pushed us along and gave us encouragement. So just really appreciative. All of us are, and really looking forward to what this next year is going to bring. It's not our year episode. I don't know why I'm talking like this. We'll save it. I'll save the emotion. All right, moving on. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications when our videos do go live, because that's going to let you know when we go live on Tuesdays. adjustment. We are going to be going live on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Central Time now. Just with locals, it's a little easier for Jason and Blake to make it home in time to be on TTS and set up and everything after getting the kids to bed and all that fun stuff. So instead of rushing it, we're just going to make it 10. Seems like that's typically when the viewers are a little higher anyways. So be on the lookout for that and our podcast next week. And we will look forward to talking to you all in the comments. Peace.